Because once you dealt with your own emotional stuff, you don't have it in you to be that angry to where you want to riot in the streets and hurt another person. Even your abuser. You just don't have it in you. And we have to begin allowing the world to be that sensitive. We need to be sensitive. We are so armored and it's not working anymore. And that, for me, to kind of wrap up for tonight, that is what 9/11 was for me, was that it gave me permission to be as sensitive as I am. Because it was really fucked up and sad. And it really exposed what's been going on in the world on a political level. And for me, it just made it easier to at least begin to not pretend as much. And it was a process, and it took time, and it took a lot of lessons, and just, it wasn't an overnight thing, but over a period of, 6 years, I feel like I'm in a place now where it's very clear to me that I had those experiences of seeing the airplanes, thinking about hostages, seeing the Twin Towers, seeing the thing across the city, and making these sort of empathic connections, and then having that happen was like the universe saying, you're paying attention. And your mind was guided to pay attention to something that was going to be very important. Not just your mind, but your day, your life on that day led you to make connections of a very important event in history. And I felt it emotionally, big time. And because I felt it so much, it was like I couldn't continue to act like I was okay. And I had to start dealing with myself. But of course, I did a lot of avoiding dealing with myself along the way. So, like I said, it wasn't overnight. But it did lead me to where I am now. And so, because I don't think had I had that mystical of an experience too, that I would have allowed myself to become more mystical in my life. I was too cynical about that kind of thing. Like beyond horoscopes, I did not dabble in spirituality. I really didn't. I took a yoga class once, and I read the Tao of Pooh, and that was it for me with spirituality. Although I take that back. In 2000, I had begun reading Marianne Williamson's work, which is really based on A Course in Miracles, which is pretty spiritual. But mainly it was psychology. It was self-help books and Women Who Run with the Wolves and Jungian, that kind of thing. But even then, it was like off and on, and not a lot of spirit. Not in the way that I see it now. So, that's my 9/11 story. And that is why I think that I am meant to explore this theme of the personal is political, and to share my personal stuff and my political views with you, the viewer. So, good night, and thanks for listening.
Let's cut out the melodrama so we can wake up the whole whole wide world. Let's make up and start all over and awaken the boys and the girls.